This was a deep scratch that I touch-up painted and wet sanded last year, but I never had time to actually polish it. Overall, the car is completely filthy, and someone rubbed up their tire against my car and scraped it. This scrape is pretty bad, but I'm not going to fix it in this video. The car overall is pretty filthy, so in this video, we'll be completely detailing and fixing a lot of these paints using these polishers, which is a dual action and a rotary. I will be using all these products here in the video, starting with the soap that's next to the ceramic wax, as well with this clay bar kit. I have 3-stage polishing that I'll be doing in these heavier scrapes and scratches, so that is all the products we'll be using in this video. I also am using the Chemical Guys watermelon, I think is what it's called, foam soap. I didn't have a picture or video of that in this video, so that is what I'm using for the foam cannon right now. You want to give your car a good wash and detail before you start polishing. That is including with the clay bar. So to start the wash off, we're going to use this soap here in order to give it a clean slate. The whole purpose of the clean slate soap is to remove any sort of waxes or any greasy products that might be stuck to the paint. Once all the soap is off, we can get ready to hand wash it and get ready to clay it bar. You can really see this scrape now when the tire hit me. What I'm demonstrating here is when you wet a scratch and it pretty well disappears after you wet it, you know you can polish it out. As you can see, when I dried it, you can clearly see the scratch, but the moment I wetted it, you can't see it no more. I know this looks excessive for a car wash, but in order to polish your car, you need to make sure that all your debris are removed, and that's why you also use a clay bar kit to help remove any other debris that you cannot wash off.
All right, so I'm gonna get ready to start clay barring now, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. So you wanna rip a piece of the clay bar off, and this is what I'm gonna start off with and use. When you're clay barring, all you really wanna do is make sure it's all nice and moist on the panel. Any sort of quick detailer or soapy water just works. And when you put your hands on it, you can feel the grittiness, and that's what the clay bar is gonna get ready to remove. It's kind of all just feel like just me rubbing the car like that. So I'm gonna clay bar the whole thing, and there's not really much to it. You just gotta kind of do it. It's literally just, I do back and forth motion like this and remove as much dirt as you can before any sort of polishing and waxing. So this video is going to be different from most of my other videos just because I'm just going to do a lot of voiceovers on this one, just because I'm going to try to get this done and do it right. But I'm going to show you how I do like steps. So I'm going to, like, for example, what I just did here, I'm going to show you the step I take, and then I'm going to do it, and then around the whole car, and show you the whole process and how long, not really how long it takes, but just how it kind of works. So this video is going to be slightly different than my regular content, but if you want to check it all out, don't forget to check that out.
Now, when you're clay barring your car, you want to use both hands, one hand to actually clay bar and the other hand to feel the area to make sure you picked up all the debris before you move on to your next section. As well, every couple passes, you want to fold it in on itself about 2 or 3 times to give you a fresh surface to clay bar with. Now you can see all the quick detailer residue that's left over, so I'm going to have to re-wash the car again, which is totally fine. This time when I wash the car, I'm only focusing on removing the residue, and if there's any leftover debris, to pick up those leftover debris. I'm only using foam soap and water to spread the foam soap around, just as I said, to remove any sort of debris. I'm gonna give it one more good wash before we finally dry it and prepare to start polishing and fix the paint on the car. This time when I'm actually rinsing the car, I'm really focusing on trying to get all the soap off as much as possible, because you really don't want any soap left over on the car when you finally get ready to start polishing. So that's the main focus. I was really surprised on how strong this Amazon blow dryer is, and I also hand dried it afterwards. As you can see, the car is completely spotless as it sits right now after the clay bar and a good wash. But now we're going to clean off a pad with a nylon brush and get ready to start polishing. So in order to start polishing, after we clean it, we want to get some polish in the pad and not have it soaked, but have it wet. and I'm putting 3 to 4 drops on the actual pad and spreading it around, as you can see. So the first pass when I go over with the polisher is I'm just trying to spread it around a couple times, and then I actually go a little bit slower and really think about polishing the car. You're only really gliding the pad over it, using enough pressure just to say that it's rubbing the paint, essentially. And after every pass or every time you finish polishing with a pad, you want to rub all the polish off and make sure that all the polish is rubbed off. I wasn't satisfied with the first pass through, so I decided to go again and start polishing that section that was really rubbed off where I wet sanded it. So I decided to go over the paint one more quick time with the compound, and once the compound is done and in the paint, we start going with the actual polish this time. And it's the same process. Once again, you just want to glide your polisher over it. You don't want to apply too much pressure, just enough force to kind of imagine the pad making as much contact as possible.
Now I really like the second pad I was using. I kind of wish I used a different first pad to help with the polish, but the second pad was really nice to use overall. Right now I'm just trying to polish the 2 big scratches I had on the car before I go over the whole car with the finishing polish.
Now this quarter panel was a bit easier because there wasn't so many sharp edges, so I was able to use the polish a bit better on this. When you use a 3-stage, you always want to start with your compound, then your polish, and then your finishing polish. So that's the reason why I'm doing the 2 stages on the 2 rough scratches that I have on the car first, so then I can go over the full car with the finishing polish. Now I'm going over with the regular polish once again and just finish the compounding stage. And these last couple passes I do here will clue up the polishing and compounding stages I had to do on these rough scratches. So now I have the compound and polishing stages done. I'm going over the finishing polish with a 6-inch pad and the dual action. This is the first time I'm actually trying the dual action, but overall it was really nice, easy to use, and I really liked it over the rotary. The rotary was a little bit heavier than the dual action. And when I start doing an actual polishing pass, I go roughly half of a panel or 3/4, depending on the size of the panel. So the fender and bumper, that big scratch I had, was the first part. I polished the first half of the fender and I wiped off that section to complete that half of the fender. Now this other half of the fender, we're doing the exact same thing. We're just putting some polish around it and spreading it, just like all the other steps before. The only tips I have for doing jobs like this is, first of all, if you're polishing and you're really worried about your paint, wear some sweatpants or something that won't scratch the paint, like zippers. And if you have a corded polisher like I do, when you go over standing over panels, to put the cord over your shoulder so the cord is not hitting the panels. Now wiping off this fender, you really can see the fender kind of glow. I mean, the car overall has a good shine to it, but it has a different kind of glow when the finishing polish is done. Now the only reason I'm showing the hood part here is, as I said earlier, is depending on the size of the panel depends on how big I go. So for example, the fender, I will only go half. A door, I might do 1/3 of the door. The hood, I will do like 4 sections. Now after this final pass through right here, you really can see the shine coming through the polish, and that's what you want to see to finally wipe it off and get ready for the wax. Now you only need to put 2 pea-sized spots on the wax pad, and then when you rub the wax on, I immediately rub it off because I used this wax last year and it says that to rub it on, wait 30 seconds and rub it off. If you do so, it becomes extremely hard to rub off. And now I give the car one final wipe. On the hood here, I have an arrow pointed directly at the line where one half of the hood I have wax and the other half I don't. It's kind of hard to see with the sunlight, but with the arrow, you really can see that line. Okay, so I got the car fully detailed now. I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a quick little rinse off so we can see the final touches and see how good the ceramic coat works. It literally just falls off. That's crazy, bro. All right, I'm gonna show you guys the final reveal and a couple scratches that I buffed out. And as a beginner, this isn't as hard as people make it seem. You can do a lot of this by yourself and do a perfect job. Like, I say I have novice level experience. I don't have no pro. I probably polished cars maybe 5 times in my lifetime. What I am about to do is I'm gonna try to find somewhere to park right now to show you guys what this looks like in sunlight, because sunlight makes all the difference to seeing how your paint actually looks. After you polish a car, you always want to check it out in sunlight, because sunlight is what shows all the imperfections. Okay, so I got the full car polished and waxed. I put a full ceramic coat on this, and this is going to be the final product. As I said, this is the final product, the reveal of the polishing job. One thing you want to look for is in sunlight, you can see any sort of imperfections, any sort of good lighting is what you want to look for. Before, when I first polished this last year, I used the rotary and 2-stage, and the 2-stage was obviously the Chemical Guys clear cut, and then the Chemical Guys polish, which are very strong polishes. And what ended up happening, it left hazing, which is basically a swirl marks when you see it in sunlight, and like you can't see anything right now. Like this, you see what I mean? There's very little right now. I would have to do another go through with the clear cut polish, and you used to really be able to see it right here, but you can't see anything. There was a scrape on it. It kind of looked like this before. So what I did was I put some touch-up paint and wet sanded it here, and then I just kind of polished it, and you like cannot really see it near at all. Like maybe a little bit in the lighting. This fender here, like there is no scratching at all here. There was a tire mark here, and you can't even see it at all. And even with my light on it, you can't even see any swirl marks. The little bit of water beads, that's about it. But this is what you want to see when you do a polish job. Like right here, there is no swirl marks whatsoever. Now, I did see some people say about the Chemical Guys stuff, it was I mean, I agreed to a point. I found that you needed to use a finishing polish after using both products, because otherwise there's just a lot of hazing, especially after first and second polishing. The clear cut polish is really strong. The polish itself is really strong. So I really recommend using a finishing polish like the Meguiar's. The Meguiar's product did wonders on the final product. Now, the couple things I did notice while polishing my car is, first of all, you don't need a rotary, honestly. If you're just trying to give your car a good cleanup, the dual action Simmons one that I used is more than enough. It's a lot lighter, it's easier to use, and you're not going to worry about burning through your paint. If you want a deeper polish, then get the rotary, and only really use the rotary for your clear cut and your polish, then do the finishing polish with your dual action. Once again, this is coming from someone that maybe polished cars like 6 times. The products I used, and for the outcome of the car, it was absolutely amazing. Other than that, next up is probably going to be the wheels. I need to polish the wheels, but the car actually came out immaculate for the job that I just did. I'm not sure if I'm going to repaint the wheels black. I'm kind of thinking about sanding them down and matching it to the car paint. I think that would be pretty cool overall.
Growing up in Cali, yeah, you know I love the weather. Limelight hit 'em, and you know I handle pressure. I do what I want, so I'm never saying never. I get what I want, so they call me go-getter. Yeah, I know he does it good, but you know I do it better. So misunderstood, if she wanted, then I let her. Everybody knows if I want it.
If you guys do have any sort of questions on the process of me polishing the car, let me know in the comments. I'll try to answer any questions you guys have during the process of me polishing it. And if there's something I didn't go over, then just let me know. I'll try to answer any questions, as I said, in the comment section. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And if you want to see any other kind of projects for me to do on the car, let me know in the comments once again, because I love working on this thing, and making videos is fun. So let me know if there's anything else you guys want me to do. Also, side note on the Chemical Guys ceramic coating, I found that when I used it last year, you got to kind of be careful of what products you use after you use it, because I found after maybe a dozen washes with like rubber duck shampoo, or not shampoo, rubber duck car washes and all that kind of stuff, it kind of just lost its usage. So that's one downside about using Chemical Guys ceramic coating, but it does a wonderful job. It beads like crazy. Keep that in mind that I don't know what product to really use right now afterwards. I'm just kind of using water and I'm probably going to try to use a softer soap that doesn't, not like a fresh start soap. It's something that will hopefully help keep this seal. But other than that, I think the whole job came out perfect. Stay blessed. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.